Hey, man, we are here with the guest of the day, Tim George Jr. And, hey, man, welcome to Burnin Rubber Radio, brother.
Thanks for having me on, guys, and thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it's all our pleasure. See, there's two keys to this right here. First off, you drive for somebody who serves food.
That's it.
That's enough for us there by itself.
Gotcha.
Plus, two, your car looks cool, so I'm definitely going to show up for that.
And also, man, he can drive the wheels off the thing.
Definitely can. That's right.
I've been watching you all year, man. You know, you've had to see us two fat guys walking around down in the pits, man.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been a long year, rookie status in the ARCA REMAX series, and been really happy to have Ruby Tuesday on board. And you know, it's been a tough learning curve, but starting to pick it up, and looking forward to this weekend here at Rockingham.
Definitely so. Now, of course, you had a pretty decent run there last time. Have you learned anything, reviewing on your notes and stuff? Maybe do a little better this time.
Yeah, for sure. In Kansas, we had some great restarts towards the end there. We had a great pit stop, and I've been working with the guys to try to get in and out of the pits cleaner and make it easier for them. And we picked up 4 or 5 spots in our pit stop there last weekend.
Wow.
And, unfortunately, we got into a little trouble. We got turned around by my buddy Ken Butler there, and that took away our top 10. But you know what? It was all right. We kind of got back on the horse, and we finished strong, and we were running good time. So that's what we're there to do.
Definitely so. Now, of course, a lot of people may not know your history, but now, of course, you didn't start out in type of stock cars. You're actually more of a road course guy.
Yeah.
Light, sports car type.
That's what I'm talking about.
How's the transition been going from the lighter cars to the heavier cars? I mean, is it a pretty steep learning curve?
Yeah, for sure. I was actually back this weekend. I went right from Kansas to VIR and raced at the Coney Challenge, the Grand Am race at the end of the season for them, and a Mustang. So I went right from this Camry here, stock car, to a sports car Mustang again. So it is, back to back like that. Feeling that difference is huge. I mean, the power difference. There's just the gearboxes are so different, the braking's way different, and we're only turning left over here, whereas the road course we're going right and left, and I think another part of it is just you have to be just so dead on with your adjustments before the race starts to be able to even hang. The sports cars, you can adjust it kind of inside the car from the cockpit with the sway bars and all that kind of stuff, and you're not really making a ton of adjustments on pit stops, whereas the feedback has to be just so much more in the stock cars to get it right. So big differences.
Well, now, is there like a big difference, especially, of course, now when you turn a stock car, you say, well, it's loose, you do a little adjustment. Of course, you take a road course car like that. Is there a big difference in that as far as, I guess, the adjustment amount that you can make to it?
Dialing it in.
Yeah, just dialing it in.
Yeah, it seems like they're, as far as the adjustment, it seems like they're almost endless. I mean, you can kind of reshape these bodies, and there's just so much more to do with the car. You have more than one car, whereas a sports car, you typically, if you don't tub it, you have one car for the whole season.
Right.
So, it's for sure a lot different. But, I like it actually more now that I've been kind of in this deal for a little while. I actually like stock cars more, and I see myself being here for a long time.
Definitely so.
Yeah, one of the things we like to ask all of our guests on Burnin Rubber, and even though this is the Burnin Rubber Road Show, man, we're still burning rubber here, is, Charles and I actually met years and years and years ago because we are sim racers. And do you use any type of sim like iRacing, anything like that to prepare?
Yeah, we have the ARCA sim. I have the ARCA sim in my place here in Uptown in Charlotte. That's where I live, and it's kind of crammed in a room there. But, I do make it work. They just came out with the new one, actually, too, and it's really cool. It moves around with you, and it's a lot of force feedback.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't been in that one yet, but I'm using just a standard sim to learn the tracks, learn the lines. It's amazing how realistic it is. And, you can do kind of these races and learn the lines from other cars on the racetrack. So, yeah, great way to learn, but it doesn't replace actual experience, and I'm trying to learn what these guys have been doing since they've been 5 years old in 3 years. They have 10 years, 15 years, some cases experience, and, it's tough coming, trying to learn this real quick.
Exactly, and of course now you got a couple of pretty strong teammates. Of course, you got Justin Lofton, and you got Craig Gose.
Yep.
How much have they helped you come up with this as far as like, okay, they know how they like their car, how they're helping you with the feel of everything and kind of getting you acclimated with that?
Yeah, Justin Lofton, current point leader, and, is looking real good to win the championship here. He's been helping me a lot. I don't really work so much with Craig, although he's come a long way, and he's really picked up a bunch this season as well. Justin and I are, buddies off the track, so, we'll go mountain biking together and stuff like that. So we'll kind of just talk about stuff even before the weekend starts. But we've actually tried that, plug it in the exact setup as Lofton and on my car, and I actually can't drive it the same way he does. I have a little different driving style, so it's real important for me to find the setup that works for me in the car. So the setup really hasn't been applying, but the thinking and the line, really working with the dartfish stuff. I don't know if you guys know what that is. They'll film one car, then they'll actually film my car or something right after it, and you can see where it deviates from that line.
Oh,
so
neat.
that's been really helpful.
Use that with pit stops.
Oh, yeah, Coach back here, Coach Deloria is saying that they use that on pit stops.
Yeah, we do that with pit stops. We'll go ahead and film like the 17 DeWalt team, and then we'll put it up against anybody else so that they can kind of see how they do against that front changer or that jackman. Really is a good software.
That's awesome.
Very helpful. And one other difference that just reminded me of that was in sports cars, I learned how to get quicker during the weekend with data. And we don't really use data in stock cars unless it's a private test.
Right.
So that's something else. You really have to drive it more with the seat of your pants and give the feedback that way. Whereas you can see on the data in the sports car where the car is suffering a lot. So, that's something I'm having to get used to. I wish we could use data all the time. I'd be better at it.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people talk about that. But, of course, now you talk about testing. Of course, ARCA, I don't think they put a limit on the amount of testing that you do, correct?
That is correct. We do test as much as we can. So
definitely so. So, I mean, like, say, for example, if you knew you needed something for a short track, would you actually go to that short track or just try to maybe go somewhere local and kind of just feel the car out and see what it needs?
Depends on the situation. And a lot of these Cup guys, they're using a 7-post rig and, stuff like that to figure out the setup before they even get there. In ARCA, most teams don't do that. So, we are kind of going and shaking down. If we have a short track race, we'll go to maybe Tri-County, somewhere local like that, and do a shakedown and get something close, So, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of that, a lot of testing. And what I've struggled the most with, I think, this year is the 1.5-mile tracks. And that's just been the hardest to adapt to. I've kind of, the super speedways I've always just kind of liked. I've always had a lot of confidence there. And then the short tracks kind of just punch it and go. But there's a lot of finesse in the 1.5-mile tracks that is just taking longer for me to learn. And recently we had a test at Kentucky, and I was only a 10th off Justin and Lofted, and that was awesome, And he was sitting there scratching his head, why am I so slow? It's like, nah, buddy, I'm starting to pick it up a little. So that was fun, and that gave me some confidence going into Kansas last weekend for sure, and finishing up on the rock with this old pavement here. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I got a question here from the folks here. They were wondering, what's your outlook for 2010? What you got planned?
Well, we're looking at some different options right now. We got a lot of different really good options on the table. One of them is just continuing with the ARCA Remax series for sure, so I might do that. And I'm actually looking to do a truck race coming up here at Phoenix.
All right.
We're not going to announce the team yet, but we are looking at doing that race. And I'm going to do some late model stuff, and actually I'm going to practice some dirt stuff. I'm looking at racing down in Volusia County at the start of the season there. And I have not driven a dirt car yet. I've driven an ARCA car on dirt, and that was a really fun experience, actually, following guys like Schrader. I couldn't believe I qualified Kenny Schrader when I did, but I don't think my guys could either. But that was awesome. Kenny's an awesome dirt racer, and it was really cool. Kind of during the race, he actually took me out first lap. I don't know if it was, hey, you out-qualified me, but whatever. We got into each other in the first lap, turned me around, and I followed him a while in that race and learned a lot about that. But I think the dirt cars are going to drive a lot different on dirt, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
The good thing about a dirt car is, we've heard it from a lot of our other guests, too, is that once you learn how to control that car on the dirt and the slide, it actually can apply to the pavement.
Yep.
As far as when you're going into the corners. You can feel that slide. You know how to translate it. It'll probably be a big help. I mean, it really will. And it'll be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's just trying to stay sharp in the off-season here. I'm doing some late model stuff. Right when the checkered flag's done here, I'm going to take 3 or 4 days off, and then I go right into a late model program. So, I'm really looking forward to staying sharp, and then we'll start some Rolex testing for the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be in the 24?
Yeah. Last 2 years I was there with my old team. I run with the TRG, the Racers Group.
Yeah.
Them. They started some Cup stuff as well. But, yeah, we're looking like, we may end up having a Cup driver in the car for the Rolex 24 this year, and Porsche has always been good to me, and we're looking for their support with some of their factory effort drivers. And
that's going to be awesome.
The past 2 years we've been on the podium, so the only step I haven't filled there is the top one, and we're looking to come back with that watch. So that's the goal this year. No BS, going to get that watch. So.
Definitely so, and of course, I mean, that could be the good jump start. Take that nice watch and take the win and just burn them up marker next year.
And then one thing for everybody out there on 3, we got to say Burnin' Rubber, baby, nice and loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Burnin' Rubber, baby. Thank you, Tim, very much, man.
Bye, guys.